Poems by heart. Pied Beauty. This is a poem by Gerard Manley Hopkins, an English poet. He wrote this poem in 1877. Pied Beauty. Glory be to God for dappled things, for skies of couple colour as a brinded cow, for rose moles all in stipple upon trout that swim, fresh fire-cold chestnut falls, finches' wings, landscape plotted and pieced, fold, fallow and plough, and all trades their gear and tackle and trim, all things counter, original, spare, strange, whatever is fickle, freckled, who knows how, with swift, slow, sweet, sour, a dazzle, dim, he fathers forth whose beauty is past change. Praise him. So let's go through this poem. The title, Pied Beauty, has the word pied. This is another word for varied, with different colours, having variety in its colours and textures. So the first line has, glory be to God for dappled things. And this word dappled has the same idea as pied. In other words, the poet is looking at nature and seeing all these things with varied colours, lots of variety, lots of shapes, lots of irregularities. The second line, for skies of couple colour as a brinded cow. So here he's making a list of all the things he can see around him in nature which have variety of colour, like the sky. And the sky reminds him of the colouring of a cow, a brownish colour with streaks of other colours in it. This word brinded is a word he invented from the word brindled to describe the colour of a cow. Next line, for rose moles all in stipple upon trout that swim. So here he's describing the texture and the colour of the skin of a trout in a river. And stipple is the way that the colours are in irregular patches and they look like moles in the colour of roses. Next line, fresh fire-cold chestnut falls, finches' wings. Well, here we have two images. The first image is of a split open chestnut, and the inside reminds him of the way that coal, when it's burning, is like a fresh, fiery colour inside. And then finches' wings. Well, he's describing all this wonderful texture and colour inside the feathers of a finch's wings. The next line, landscape plotted and pieced, fold, fallow and plough. Here he's describing the way humans have affected the colours and the shapes and the textures of the landscape. Some of the landscape is plotted, made into fields and chopped up into areas which are pieced. And then some areas are ploughed and some areas are left to stand until they are ready for more seeds and vegetables to be planted. And all trades their gear and tackle and trim. Here he's talking about the huge variety of jobs in the human world and all the tools and gear and all the different devices people need for their jobs, their gear and tackle and trim. Now we come to the second verse. All things counter, original, spare, strange. So here he's using different words to describe this variety that you can see around him. Things that are original, things that are counter to what you would expect, things that are unique, they're different from everything else, and of course things that are strange, they're just not what you expect to see. Next line, whatever is fickle, freckled, who knows how. So here he's using words to describe things that are changing or things that are irregular. Again, fickle, normally used to describe emotions and feelings, but it can be used to describe anything which is just contrary to what you would expect. Freckled, so things that are not uniform in colour, different changing patterns. And then he asks the question, who knows how? In other words, they're a mystery. Next line, with swift, slow, sweet, sour, adazzled, dim. Well, he used the word freckled in the line before, so he's using freckled with all of these things which can describe the variety of nature. And he's using opposites, swift and slow, sweet and sour. So he's talking about the different senses, the things that are moving, the things that you can taste, the things that you can see. A dazzle, dim. Next line, he fathers forth, whose beauty is past change. So Hopkins, as a religious man, sees all of this beauty, all of this beautiful variety of colours and textures and sounds and shapes. He sees all of this as the creation of God the Father. And he puts that in these words, he fathers forth. And the Father never changes, but all of his creation has variety which is constantly moving, constantly changing form. And he finishes the poem as you would finish a hymn or a praise to God. Praise him. So here's the poem again. Pied Beauty by Gerard Manley Hopkins. Glory be to God for dappled things, for skies of couple colour as a brinded cow, for rose moles all in stipple upon trout that swim, fresh fire-cold chestnut falls, finches' wings, landscape plotted and pieced, fold, fallow and plough, and all trades their gear and tackle and trim, all things counter, original, spare, strange, whatever is fickle, freckled, who knows how, with swift, slow, sweet, sour, adazzle, dim, he fathers forth, whose beauty is past change. Praise him.